Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Okay, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. I like your little hairdo.
Well, is it
braids.
a hairdo? Yeah,
Yeah.
that means my hair is dirty, but this lipstick is awful. I need some of that, whatever you're taking, because apparently I have issues.
Lux Unfiltered. I'm telling you. It's great.
I just refuse.
Okay, fine. I get it.
I've refused to be influenced that way. I don't know why. It's so stupid.
I've been influenced recently on Instagram for a couple things, and each thing has been great. Like,
really?
Yeah, because it's not like I'm being influenced by like some random person who's getting paid to promote a product. It's like people who are like actually have ownership over the product or whatever.
Right. Well, that's the worst,
I see it
because they're going
over
to
and
tell you
over
it's
and
the
over and over
greatest thing
again.
in the world.
No, I know, but it takes me a long time to get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to purchase this. Like, it takes a very long time. So when I finally do, I'm like, you know what? They were right. This is great. So that's good.
Oh my God. Hold on.
What?
Okay. Nothing.
Okay.
My manager, he's just fun.
Okay. Let's get into lowlights and highlights, shall we?
Shall we?
First. I feel like I know what yours are going to be.
Oh God. So, I mean, crazy. I have crazy lowlights. Not crazy, but just I just don't want to say. I had a busy week, and then I was in LA, and then I flew back and I got delayed, and I took something to help me sleep, and I took it before, so that it would take effect, since the flight is like, 4.5, 5 hours. I wanted to sleep the whole time since it was red eye, and I took it an hour before, and they delayed the flight 3 hours. So then I took more. Gosh. And then I was like,
you took more?
I took more. And then I was in
a
stupor, like for the next 24 hours, literally could not, you know what I mean?
I was immobile.
It was horrible. And then I had, a big, brand thing that I was doing that was like, those things, satellite media tours, are really hard because you've got to like memorize a lot of stuff. You go from English to Spanish to whatever. You have to, know the points. I mean, thank God it's a brand that I really like and that I've worked with before, and I know but still, I'm still not recovered.
Really?
Yeah. So that, what other, oh God. And then to add insult to injury, when I got home, my refrigerator wasn't working, and I know that we had lost power, but usually you go to the main switch and you turn it on, and usually it's just a breaker or whatever. Well, it wasn't. The rolling outages or whatever happened, and I think FP&L had something to do with replacing it, blew my whole control panel. So it was $800 to fix it. All this food spoiled. Then I called FPL, because they should take responsibility for that, since they were changing the lines. And they're like, well, we'll investigate it and let you know if we think we're responsible. And then if I don't like it, I could just go to another electric company, right? It's like,
wow,
200 years ago, not the founding fathers, but whatever other fathers decided, that there could be those would be admissible monopolies, utilities, and it's never changed. And I think that's crazy.
Wow. So a lot of
use like solar power if you wanted to, you know what I mean? Like they take a piece of the action. So I don't trust anymore. So so that sucked too. But other than that, other good things have happened.
Right.
I've gotten into some new retailers and stuff like that. So there's good stuff happening. And
I feel like you've had no lowlights the past couple of weeks. So you had to get piled on this week.
Yeah. And, there were other things too. I just don't remember like exactly. But again, I'm trying so hard not to do that, and I'm trying to, I don't know. I want to give up sugar.
Oh, good luck.
Don't laugh. I honestly am worried about my, cognitive health. Forget how you look or anything.
Yeah.
I want to think completely straight. And I saw something on TV. Have you ever seen a show called Magic Pill? It's whatever, from 2019.
Mm-mm.
They took autistic children and put them on ketogenic diets and stuff, like when you don't use glucose for fuel.
Yeah.
You should see the difference,
Oh no, I'm sure.
I
Listen, sugar is like cocaine. It's
it
one of the
really
most
is. And I'm not a
addicting.
drinker, I'm not any of those things, but like sugar is worse.
Sugar is
At least
terrible. But
it's the
here's the
worst
thing,
thing in the world.
you know what's going to help you crave like sugar, you know, sugary shit when you want it in the moment? Water. Like
No, I know. I've
you
been drinking. No,
really
I've been
don't
drinking.
drink
No, but
any
I've been drinking
water.
water. No, I've changed. I've been drinking water. I
You,
really have.
just for the audience that they know, you were here for Lola's baptism last week, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and we were like cooking food for the next day for the baptism. And while you were cutting something, your hand like seized up, like it just like it simply stopped working.
Yes,
And
that's my potassium levels are low.
and I was like, when was the last time you had water? And you were like, 8 a.m. this morning. And I was like, what the hell? So me and my sister like give my mom a glass of water, and you literally drank it like this. You went
Yeah, I hate water.
like as if you were drinking tequila straight. I was
No,
like,
that
this
tequila would
is
have been
an
better.
issue. Like
Yeah, no, I hate water.
you need to drink water, and you
No,
have
but
to
I
find a way to drink it. Like whether it's like putting some like, I don't
it's not
know.
putting Crystal Light in it. I know it's not
Yeah.
the best thing, but
But at
that's what
least
I'm
you're drinking
doing.
water. No, but
But I'm drinking a ton now.
okay, good.
Look right here, right here.
Okay, good. Well, Crystal Light has sugar in it. So
No, it doesn't. Crystal Light has
like
like
stevia.
chemicals in it, but not
Perfect.
sugar. Yeah.
Perfect.
They say that actually mimics the effect of sugar in your body as well. So it's like the
It's
same
like the
thing,
same
but
shit.
whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Listen,
See.
I know my pitfall. I would never be able to give up sugar. Like the
No,
only
but I'm not,
time
I don't want to give it up completely.
you just
I
have to
don't want to
cut.
have it every day.
Right.
Like every day, like, you know what I mean? Decide like, okay, I'm going to allow myself whatever on the weekend or one day of the weekend. I have sugar every day.
Oh no, me too.
I have sugar. Sugar's like my main food group.
I need to have something sweet at the end of every single
I know, but
meal.
you
Not
eat
even at the end of every
healthy.
single day, at the end of every single
I know,
meal,
but you're,
including
I mean,
breakfast.
your idea of sweet is not as bad as mine, So I need to find, are you talking? I don't hear you.
Wait, do you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, now I do.
Okay. Oh my God.
Now I do.
It was on me, on my end.
Oh, it was?
Do you want to change your headphones?
Yeah, and now I don't see. Okay, there we go. I knew it wasn't me.
Okay.
I knew it
Wow.
wasn't me and my state-of-the-art equipment.
Yeah. Sorry. Mine was connected to like the editing system that I use for work, which is weird, but whatever. I don't even know what we were talking about, but I'm just going to get into my lowlights and highlights.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Highlights. Lola's baptism was last weekend. We didn't record last weekend, so feel like we should touch on it. But that was a really nice, special thing that we did. My sister and my mom came out for it, and like John Liam's aunt came out. It was great. It was so nice, and it was like such a beautiful day. And Lola did great. Like, didn't cry with water, like nothing. She was just like happy to be included. So that was great. And then my other highlight is I have been, I think I told you this, but I signed up for this workout program thing online. One of my like New Year's resolutions, it's not a resolution, but one of the things that I wanted to focus on was, if you watch Stutz on Netflix, that Jonah Hill documentary where he
oh yeah,
the therapist one, he talks about the life force pyramid.
Yes.
And it's like working on your body, working on friends, and working on personal. And like he says, if you do these things, if you just like, put good things in your body, and you're working out consistently, and you're spending time with friends, and you're journaling and spending time with yourself, like things will eventually just kind of like fall into place. You don't have to like work that hard to like, go get the dream job or whatever. It just kind of happens because you're doing good things. So
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm choosing to believe in it, so please don't burst my bubble.
Oh God.
I've been working on the body part, and I signed up for this workout program, which I have a friend who's a Pilates instructor, and she does this thing. It's like relatively cheap instead of going to like a Pilates class on a reformer that's like, $200 a month for like 5 classes.
Right.
It's like $50 a month for unlimited videos, and she drops 3 every week. So even at the bare minimum,
But it's on a mat.
it's mat Pilates, which me, I before this, all I do is mat Pilates at home, like just based on like what I remember from Pilates. So it has created this like consistency in my life where like they're only like 20-minute videos, which is manageable for me and my brain to like put Lola down and be like, I'm going to get in a 20-minute workout right here.
Yeah.
Not even for like my body, but for my mind to know like you get something good for yourself. It's kind of like enables like me to eat better and like whatever. So I've been doing that for the last like 3 weeks, and it has been like a game changer for me mentally. And also like my body's like drastically changed, not drastically changed, but like I have abs again. Like literally in
Which
only 3 weeks of doing it, I see I'm like toned again, and it just feels good. It just feels good to be back in that place and like whatever. So that's a highlight. And then my low light, I couldn't really think of a low light except the earthquake in Turkey that hit. Honestly, obviously the low light is that it's devastating how
the most devastating
many people have died and stuff. What I really, and maybe this is like gonna piss people off, but I don't care. I think it's really fucked up to put images on Instagram of things that without a trigger warning. Like I'm gonna cry again. I've been so emotional, like looking at this shit, and like it's I've like chosen to not look at it. I know what's going on. Yes, I've donated. I've done all this stuff, but like I don't need to see it every day, and it's fucked up.
And they're showing things like I saw like a baby with the umbilical cord, and it's the only family left. It's like a dog, the head of a dog popping out. It's like
the babies who are literally bleeding, and I'm like, I don't think that this is like okay to just be posting on Instagram being like, please donate. It's like, yes, but don't put that graphic fucking image.
First of all, sometimes it takes that for people to pay attention. That's the first thing. And then second of all, the second thing is that people like doom scrolling. Like they do it. They like it. I am not that person at all. Me neither.
There's an option on Instagram, not an option. I think it's like a thing. If there's sensitive content, it blurs it out and it says, this has sensitive content. If you'd like to continue, click on.
Right.
That is what should be happening for a lot of these images. And I know it's not like, I don't know. I feel like people are going to come at me for this, but I don't care.
Why? I think it's true. I don't think it's not about ignorant bliss. You know what I mean? But the thing is that you're sensitive and other people are not as sensitive. And so it takes sometimes for other people. Why do you think they play over and over again, in the middle of the days, those, ASPCO, like in the arms of the angels, the whole thing with the dogs. It's like, but that's how they get donations.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
And I understand that, but I think you just have to be responsible about people's like sensitivities to stuff. I think as like a new mom, like seeing children like that.
Yeah. Well, then babies, you just have to know like to stay away from.
Well, that's the thing. I've kind of like checked out of Instagram for a little bit because I'm like, until things this is the way the news cycle works. Unfortunately, like people will stop posting about it eventually. Like I just need to take a step back because I can't do it. I really can't.
Yeah.
But the low light is just that fucking earthquake. I mean, it's devastating. I have a friend who has family in Turkey, and like, thankfully,
that's right. You went to Turkey. The thing about Turkey, and I was telling me about this because I didn't really, it scares me because you're in a place where there's so much earthquakes. But he says that, the buildings in
Turkey.
The buildings in Turkey are very, very. First of all, they're not built the same way buildings in LA are. They don't. Buildings in LA are created to sway. They're created to whatever. There's like
Turkey was not set up for something like this at all. They literally just collapsed.
And there's still no idea how many people are dead, how many people are still under a ton of rubble. Because if you die instantly, that's almost better. But if you're suffering there and they're never going to find you, that's really horrible. So You know,
I've
when
just
you
been,
see stuff like that, you
yeah,
just, the only thing you can do is try to help how you can, and then just say there, but for the grace of God, go I, because it is the grace of God that you're not in that situation. And
totally.
that is just life.
Scary.
And
It just makes me think of like the big earthquake over here. And I was
yeah,
like telling Johnny, I'm like,
yeah,
it's horrifying. And he was
right.
like, he did make a good point, just like obviously so specific to us, but like being in the place that we're at, like the location that we're at, the house that we're in, all this stuff, like we could not be in a better spot. If God forbid something were to
Yeah.
hit like that here,
It
we
would still
we
be
would not
so,
die instantly. We would not even be, it would not be what
I
happened
just
over
don't
there.
know when he, right. It probably, no, it wouldn't be what would happen over there, but he's not a seismologist and I
No,
wouldn't
he's
go
not.
with
But
that. You know what
right,
I
I
mean?
know, I
Because
know.
I've
But I'm
heard
just
too
saying,
many,
like being
yeah,
being in like a sky rise building, even like there are some buildings in LA that are not that
of course
are
not, because
like
older, right.
would go into a sinkhole
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, for sure.
So that's not us, and that's whatever. You just have to take the wins where you can.
Yeah, to
Okay,
me, it's like, when people talk about, oh, so many hurricanes in Florida, but you have a warning.
you have a
People who
warning. You can
die
at
in
least leave.
Florida from a hurricane
That's
wanted
on
to die.
them. Oh no,
Wanted to
100.
die. I'm
I say
sorry.
this all the time
They
to the
just did.
people who are in LA, like, oh, is like, do you have any people in Miami that are whatever during this hurricane? I'm like, the people in Miami can be so stubborn and are like, I'm not going to leave my house. It's not going to be that bad. It's like, no, there's literally warnings of like flooding and whatever.
Yeah,
If
and
you
I'm
don't
not
want to
leaving my
go, it's
house,
on
and my
you.
house survived this, and my house survived that, and it's like
No, they're
whatever.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
okay.
yeah, that is a low light.
Yeah,
That is a
it's
big low
just
light.
been devastating. And again, like I'm not the most religious person, but I'm telling you, like in moments of like darkness and stuff, I really do turn to my boy God. Like
Oh
I
God,
prayed a
sure.
lot
But
this week,
yeah,
and maybe Lola's baptism has given me a newfound Catholicism bone in my body. It's like reinvigorated. Okay, anyways, let's get into some gossip because we have stuff we have to talk about that's probably going to be dated at this point because whatever. I'd written stuff down from the week before, blah, blah, blah. We should talk about the Grammys. You were here for the Grammys. We watched a little bit of it. Beyonce. Well, first let's start with this. Beyonce is going on a world tour
yeah.
for the
For the
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
But she broke the record for the most Grammy Awards this year. It was a big moment, big
Yeah.
moment for Beyonce. I thought, I don't know, I haven't seen Beyonce in so long at like an award show. It just felt good. I was like so excited to see her. But Harry Styles won like best record of the year, beating, Beyonce and Adele and Lizzo
Yeah.
and stuff. People were pretty pissed off about it. He was being
Yeah.
booed when he went
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Um,
I mean, we're Harry stands over here, so
why who should have won instead of him? Lizzo, and why?
no, I think people are upset about beyond. Like, here's my issue with this, and I'm so sorry. People are gonna come for me again. I don't care. Beyonce's Renaissance album is not the best album she's ever done. It's good,
Right.
but
Right.
it's not the best she's ever done. And I think what happens with the Beehive is they think this because Beyonce takes time to like really make this music and get it to a perfect place and she doesn't put out records every year and blah blah blah. All that is true. Just because she comes out with a record that year does not mean that it's going to be the best
Of
record.
course not.
And but
Of
that's
course.
that's the mindset of these Beyonce people because they're obsessed. And I love Beyonce. I really do. I love her. I love her
You
music. I
don't
love
like
who
the
she
Cuff It
is.
song?
I did not love this album. I listened to it once all the way through. I chose like maybe 2 or 3 songs that I liked. I put them in my playlist. I never really listened to the whole thing again.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. It wasn't my favorite thing. Harry Styles' album to me was the superior album.
It was.
There's like music, there's songs in that album that like you listen to and it's like I just this is what I remember. John Liam is not a big fan of any pop music, whatever. We were on my baby moon in Palm Springs, and that album had just came out the day, whatever, that we were there. I was getting ready in the bathroom and I started playing the album, and John Liam asked me to turn it up. And then on the drive back from Palm Springs to LA, we were listening to it the whole
Well,
thing,
I
the whole
told you that
time.
happened with me with Glenda and Rob. Remember how they definitely don't like any of that kind of music, and there was like, oh, that's not,
It was just a great album. I
Yeah.
think like it's also the fact that like this man has gone on tour for, I mean, he's working harder than anybody in the world right now. I don't
Yeah.
understand. And there is
Yeah.
some like, you know, it's almost like political in a way where he's like going around like showcasing this music, making sure it stays in your radar. And I don't know. I think that makes a difference. Whatever. I just don't think that Harry Styles should have been booed. I don't think that Beyonce had a better record than him. Marie did tell me this, Marie McGrath, friend of the pod. He did go up there and say, this doesn't happen to people like me very often. And people were pretty upset about that because he is
everything good happens to him.
Correct. And also he is a
And he's a
white man who
right.
like actually stuff like this happens to you all the time. So that didn't really make any sense. But my favorite part of him winning the award was there were people recording the crowd, and Adele was so pissed. She like literally was trying to listen to who won, and then she heard and rolled her eyes, and I was like, that's it.
See, right, because who was up? Beyonce, Lizzo,
Adele, Harry Styles. I want to say there was one more. Oh, okay, well, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny didn't deserve to win because Bad Bunny, I don't even understand Bad Bunny, but I don't know. Maybe he deserves to win.
He had a great album. It's like,
okay, he had a great album. I don't know about that, but I think that the whole thing has to do because if Adele won, it would have been the same shit. Like, what does Adele think, that she's like queen of the world, that she's the only one with a voice? Adele music is super, super depressing. I like to listen to music that's uplifting.
I love depressing music.
I think of Adele's music and I just feel like everybody dumps her. You know, she needs to lay off the carbs like me. You know what I mean? Like, yes. And I also think that then people think that Lizzo should win or that Beyonce should win because, they didn't want him to win because he was a white man. That's a form of discrimination too.
I don't know if it was because he was a white man. I think it's just there are people who are so obsessed with their people. The fan base is so strong.
Right. Okay.
It's the same with Adele. Adele had not released a record in years. And because she did, it was like, well, she deserves the win then. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Not really.
It's
Hold on a
truly
second.
not how it works.
Hey, I'm right in the middle of doing my podcast. I actually picked up because I wanted you to know. Maybe my daughter's podcast. Okay, I'll call you back.
My daughter's podcast. Who's that? Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You've been texting
There's
this whole time.
There's a lot of work shit going on. A lot of work shit. Sorry. It's just that you also wanted to do this at a time when it's the middle of my work day.
I asked you if
I told you I could do it. I know I told you I could do it, but I don't know when calls are going to come in, and there's just a lot going on right now.
Okay. Well, let's keep moving then.
Keep moving.
The biggest thing about the Grammys was the fighting that was happening within relationships. Did you see the JLO Ben Affleck thing?
I don't know if they were fighting. I just think he's so bored and he's so unhappy with that life. He had a much more relaxed life. She's on a mission to be the first Latina billionaire and all that. I have no doubt that she'll accomplish that, but she needs to relax because he is a East Coast. He's a Southie from Boston. That's still part of him, from Boston. Yeah. And then, he was with what's Gardner. His wife's name? Jennifer Gardner. She's so chill and so like not chill, but she's
the thing.
It's a different lifestyle.
I think she has she wants to put out an image of JLo that like maybe is not exactly who she is.
Oh yeah.
But I saw some TikTok of somebody lip reading what she was saying to Ben. Who knows?
Yeah, it was something like, well, just from the body language, it was like, just suck it up. You know what I mean? Just put a good face on or whatever people are
the two things that she said, which who knows which one is true, is like, you said you weren't going to drink tonight, and then he said like, I'm only having one drink, and then the other thing was sit up straight, look more motivated or something.
Right.
I don't know. She was just being very like, which I hate that because I feel like, you have like one little moment on camera and it's like now defines their relationship. And I don't think that's fair.
I mean, that's not going to last. I told you that, 2 years. I mean, I'm just giving it 2 years. He can't have, he looked miserable in Italy with the whole Dolce & Gabbana thing. It's just that he's got to follow her and her lifestyle.
Yeah. I just
And
think
it's
like they
crazy.
shouldn't have gotten married so fast. Like, why does everybody
Because
do that at a
she
certain
marries
age?
everybody. No. She started getting married to people, the dancer, the choreographer, the lighting guy, the proctologist, the woman will marry anyone who asks. Seriously.
Yeah.
She made a better pair with Mark Anthony. Like it just
Yeah.
made more sense. And of course,
I
now he's
don't
married
hate
to.
the Ben and JLo thing. I just think
Oh, I
it's
don't
like
like it at all.
died
They
so
don't make sense.
fast.
They don't
Yeah.
make sense. I do think that he has an alcohol problem. I think that her lifestyle triggers his alcohol problem. So they're a match made in hell, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow. I love that everybody was saying he had miserable energy. I was like, I
He
think I have
looked
miserable
miserable.
energy.
No, I'm telling you, he's got miserable energy, and I don't know that he's a miserable person. I've seen him look super
No.
happy with that Anna,
Also,
whatever beautiful girl that.
Ana de Armas.
Oh my God, he was thrilled with her. I
Yeah, he
saw them
was.
at a.
But she was also so much chiller. It's the JLo effect. I'm telling you, she has like this
Let's not
picture
coin a
perfect.
term. Let's not coin a term. I don't find anything. I mean, you cannot be the kind of person that worships JLo.
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
worship
Okay.
JLo. I do
Like think about it. Like Alexia worships JLo. That's the
Okay.
kind of people that worship JLo. I like JLo. I admire the things that she has accomplished, but she's taking Latina boss babe to a level that's a little bit annoying, and
You don't
it's
like,
not. You
yeah.
don't have to do that.
I
You don't
just
have to
think
do that.
like she is. I was telling Jolene this the other day. I worked on World of Dance in post production, so I got to see endless footage of JLo off camera, like not off camera, but not like on, and like the
When
cameras
she
kept
was with
rolling.
Alex,
I
A-Rod.
was an associate producer at the time, so not really doing the most important work, but to me it was the job of a lifetime because my job was to go through all the footage of the
You
three
got to meet your
judges.
hero, and you were disappointed.
Who? Oh, JLo. JLo's not my hero, but
No, but
I was
when
excited
you
to
meet,
like
you want to meet
watch.
somebody. They say never meet your heroes; they'll disappoint you. It's not one hero. It's
No,
just
I know.
I've been disappointed by meeting certain people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But whatever. My job was to go through the footage of the camera that was static on the three judges. It was Neo, it was Derek Huff, and it was JLo. So a performance would happen, they would react, I would cut it, I would mark it, be like, JLo said amazing, Derek said not so good, whatever. And then the camera stays rolling. So these like in between moments, we call them interim moments, I was responsible for pulling like the funniest, best moments to kind of incorporate into the show. People love that shit. And I was like, this is a job of a lifetime because I get to see number one, what is JLo eating? What is she snacking on in the middle of these things? By the way, she eats like trail mix, but some trail mix that people like her assistants put together for her. So it's like cashews, almonds, and then literal chocolate chips. Like it's not from a bag,
Right.
But she loves chocolate, loves.
Yeah.
And when she was like off, she was very intense. Like there was like she had a social media person who would like be taking videos and stuff and she would like snap at her and shit. Again, like not to say that this is exactly who this person is, but I was telling Jolene the other day watching.
And she was calling him a lot, but I felt that he had more control over the relationship. I think he was the alpha in that
who are you
relationship,
talking
and I
about?
hate alpha and beta.
Alex?
A-Rod. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was much more into him.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
because
mean?
he's a pretty boy, and JLo has made Ben into now this pretty boy. Ben Affleck 2 months ago was so much hotter than what he was at the
Oh
Grammys.
my
At the
God, I
Grammys, he looked
know.
like the '90s version of JLo
He
and
looked
Ben, but
awful.
older, so he doesn't look great.
Yeah, like
I
a
want
washed
the
out.
scruffy
Me
kind of
too.
Boston
I bet
vibey Ben.
she did the whole Latina thing on him. You know what I
I
mean?
hate
Let
it, and
him be.
but like, why did he let her do that? Like, she has
Because he
his
was
balls
drunk.
next to her bed, and she's like, "These are mine, and you
Yeah.
can't have them anymore."
Yeah. Exactly. And he'll go up, my balls for, 2 liters of vodka.
Ugh.
It's sad, but that's the truth.
Yeah, it makes me mad because God, Ben Affleck is so hot. I love Ben Affleck. I saw Ben Affleck in 2015 when I was living in no 2014. He was training for Batman. So he was big. And I went to Cafe Vito with my friend Britt, and he was sitting outside with his two daughters, and he may have looked at me. He didn't.
You
He
had a
didn't at
moment
all.
with
But I
Ben
was
Affleck?
like, God, he's hot. He's like really big
He's
and
very hot and
tall,
he's
and his
tall. Yeah.
face was like,
Yeah.
oh, he had
Yeah.
that scruff. I've always like had a thing for Ben, especially after that moment when I saw him IRL, and I was like, oh yeah, you can get it.
Yeah.
You're hot
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's cute. He doesn't, I think he's, hold on a second. Oh God. Okay. Um,
He's
so
hot.
yeah, he is hot. And I think that you know, I'll give it 18 months.
Okay, 18 months starting now. I don't think, listen, I actually don't think you're
No,
wrong,
18 months from
especially
the day they
after.
got married.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, no, they wouldn't last 18 months from now, not after what I saw at the
I
Grammys.
think you're right. After what I saw at the Grammys, I'm like, not because of the interaction, but because of the miserable energy vibe. And then
Yeah.
also the way he looks and the way that I know she's dressing him, the way she's making him go to these things that he maybe doesn't want to go to. All of that is screaming to me
And, you
like
know, and
he's going to want to get out.
her ego is ginormous. You know what I mean? She was expecting Bad Bunny to mention her somehow when he accepted his thing.
For what?
I don't
For
know,
what?
just for being JLO. You could tell because she was clapping and making a big thing. And then, you know, I don't know. I just feel like una equivocada.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Listen, I don't disagree. I really don't.
And I think that Harry Styles deserved to win, and
Me
I don't
too.
really
Guys, we're
care
Harry Styles
anymore.
fans. He even gave us COVID at his concert, and we still kind of
Yeah.
fuck with him. So
Yeah. And we had the worst concert.
we
Still.
really, out of every, he has
Absolutely.
performed all over the world. He's performed 15,000 times at the Forum. The
Yes.
one time he did bad was the one that we were at.
Yes.
We want our
And
money back.
And we're still supporting him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't see me
we're still
booing.
supporting him. No,
I'm not booing him.
You know, I agree. I honestly think that we've taken things too far. As somebody that I'm a woman of color, I'm a minority, I'm all those things. I don't want special treatment for it. I want to be treated equally, but we don't have to now downgrade people that, you know what I'm saying? We can't, that is a form of discrimination. If you're a white man, you can't be considered on a level playing field.
Right.
They didn't, you know what I mean? They weren't comparing music and music and music and music. That music by a white woman, music by whatever, music by, and then there's the big girl factor, you know, that's, you know, because that's what Lizzo's all about, and you made all the big girls be accepted and all this stuff. We don't have to send a message. We just like the music more.
Well, I think that's like the whole thing about the any award show. It's not like, you know how every single person who accepts an award goes up there and goes, I want to take this opportunity to say,
yeah,
you, if you're so and so, if you're XXX and you're watching this, I want you to know that you can be up here one day too.
Yeah,
It's like,
and the truth
no, we
is that's a
actually
lie.
know that. No,
It's a lie.
No, it's not
No,
a
no,
lie.
no. Yeah, it is a lie.
No,
Look, no, it is a lie. It's a lie. Just
Oh
like
my
you
God.
think that Jason Bourne, not Jason Bourne,
Jason Bourne.
not Jason, Jonah. You know what works for Jonah? Jonah's he has admitted that he's gotten lucky. He's been at the right place at the right time. If you want it really, 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 really bad, you're not going to become as famous as Jonah. It doesn't work that way. You have to do things. And the reason manifestation works, I know, but I just want you to know the reason manifestation works is because you're manifesting something and you're like, I want it. I'm going to get it. That's how I am. People are like wondering, like, oh, thanks. No, man, so much shit goes wrong for me. You have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm on a mission, and I'm, you know, I'm willing to do the work. And so I just don't like, you know, I don't like those messages. I would go up there and I'd say, I'm so glad you like my music. I think it's pretty good too. You know what I mean? And whatever. And like,
yeah.
Thank you for making my dream come true. Thank you for being a fan. I'm not going to tell people there, like, to all the little girls at home.
I know. I hate that.
Like, I hate it.
I only hate it because it's been overdone. I think in the beginning when people were saying that,
way,
I was like,
I do that when I speak. By the way, when I speak at entrepreneurial things and I speak at whatever, oh yeah, I want little girls that are going through the aisle at Publix or at Walmart to see Skinny Latina and say, wow, I'm Latina, I'm whatever. I want them to see themselves on the shelf.
Right.
In a general market setting, not in the Goya section. Okay. That does mean something to me. But because what I'm doing is attainable. You understand? I can't be Beyonce no matter how much I really, really, really wanted to manifest it. It could be on my vision board all day long. What I do, anyone can do. And so I think that we need to offer people, you know, just let's be real. You know what I mean?
She's saying don't dream as big, guys.
No, not don't dream as
dream.
big. Recognize I can't say, babe, if I told you I'm just gonna just sell my house and use everything that I've got to become a singer.
Right, but that's not what you want. You just said
I know,
what
but
you do, what you're passionate about. If you go after it, you really, 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 really want it, you should be able to like get to a point where you can get it.
But it doesn't
I understand that getting a Grammy is hard.
Look at the rappers. Like if God, what's the song? If God did. I think that's the song. It was so cool when Jay-Z was in the table and all that. Did you see that?
No,
that was
I didn't
amazing.
watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay. See, when I got to the airport, I saw that and then I had to look it up. And it was all of them, DJ Khaled. I don't like Khaled. I love Jay-Z. But all the other rappers, and John Legend was on the piano and they were sitting in this thing. And it's like, if God did, they were talking about like, they never thought they'd be in that position. They never believed that it could happen. They never, whatever. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? There was a time, I don't want every little kid thinking that they're going to become Jay-Z. It's not that easy, but I'm
you
not
want, yeah, listen, I think you're wrong. Like, I don't think you should be like telling kids or anybody for that matter, like you may not get there, so you might as well not even try.
Oh no, you know what? When I spoke to those 5,000 whatever entrepreneurs at open call at Walmart, I said, I'm here talking to five, and you're not all going to get in today.
Okay,
you're not.
Did you also tell them that Santa's not real?
Yeah, because I wanted them to understand that it took me 3 times.
Of course.
And guess what? Today I'm standing here talking to you. And just don't go, don't give up. But don't be so blinded by your ego that you think every single person here thinks they have the best product in the world. Everyone does. Your product's not the best product in the world. My product's not the best product in the world. So don't have so much ego that if somebody tells you, a buyer tells you, maybe you should make these changes, that you'll say, nah, fuck them. They don't know anything.
I think you're right. Listen, it's good to, the messaging about ego and like, humbling yourself and being grounded and not expecting that you're going to win a Grammy and stuff. That stuff is all true. All I'm saying is I love the people who just go up. Even though Harry Styles is a little problematic with this, doesn't happen to people like me. I like that he went up and he said thank you, and then had his producers say thank you. I like that Beyonce went up and said thank you to my husband, my children, my uncle, blah blah blah, and walked away. And it doesn't have to be this moment of like, and you can do it, and another thing, and one more thing, because this is my moment. It's like, no, you have a platform. You make music that a ton of people listen to. You can say it there. It doesn't have to be this thing. I think that award shows have become this like pedestal of like, I'm going to make sure that everyone hears this one thing. It's like, I don't know.
I also think that what Harry Styles might have meant is that he's not your typical white man. The man is super what do you call it, androgynous, in the way he dresses and the whatever, and he's taken big chances, and he has a completely different style that most people wouldn't risk. And despite that, people like him, and he's not cookie cutter. He's not your cookie cutter boy band guy. He's not.
Yeah, but they're saying like he's like taken his like,
from Mick Jagger,
from the queer community, and claiming it as his own, and then saying this doesn't happen to people like me. It's like, well, you've stolen kind of the we don't know where of a lot of queer people, and you are whatever. I'm just telling you what the people are saying,
and we don't know how what if he's fluid, if he's whatever.
I'm not saying he's a heterosexual cis white man. I'm just saying he's a white man, and people are upset about it. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying what people are saying. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about, which this was Golden Globe stuff, but we talked about Lisa Marie Presley passing away. But did you hear like the biopsy and all this stuff?
Oh no, was it an overdose?
Apparently, reportedly, she had taken opioids days before her death. She was on a very strict diet regimen and even went under the knife and took diet pills to look her best during award season. Which all of this just made me so sad, because Lisa Marie Presley was probably not, she wasn't in like the public eye in the way that other people are. And when the Elvis Presley movie got nominated and stuff, and she knew she was going to be walking carpets and stuff. She
Well, and she
probably
learned that
like
from her mother, because look at her mother. Her mother looked better than her.
it's
It's like
just,
her mother was addicted to plastic surgery and shit.
yeah, but it's just sad that like literally this woman died in her 50s. Like she was not old enough to die, but she
Of
died
course,
because she
for
was
vanity.
trying to look good. And that's like where we're at right now. And it's really, really sad. It is. It's like the way that
That is
people
very
are
scary.
injecting themselves with this, you know, I know we talk about Ozempic every time on this podcast, but people are
But
injecting
I
themselves
think
to
that
look
people
skinny.
like, I don't even think there's a shortage anymore. A lot of people aren't doing it because a lot of people have had crazy rebound effects. So
Yeah.
I think that
It's
whatever, but yes,
dark. It's just a
vanity
dark.
is huge, and social media, we've talked about that too. It has everything to do with it.
Yeah, it's dark, but I just need to say that. Also, the most important thing, and I can't believe I didn't start with this, was the Jonas Brothers got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A well-deserved one, if you ask me.
I don't know.
My inner child was screaming. I was so excited for them.
Were you really?
Unfortunately, they are coming out with an album. Not unfortunately, I'm excited that they're coming out with an album, but you want to know what the album is called? It's
What?
called The Album. Oh God, I hate even saying it out loud. It's so embarrassing.
The album is called The Album.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's lame.
it's
That's
so
really lame.
lame. It's really
Yeah.
embarrassing.
That's
They
like
need
naming
me
a
to kind of
dog.
help. They need me to go in there and help them. I think like I
Yeah.
could really. They have like an image of like, I don't know, like
Remember
the
the day
last
you
time.
met Joe Jonas? How you didn't know
Oh
what to do with your
God.
hands?
You don't understand. Let me just say the story really fast. Joe Jonas is the love of my life.
I mean, it was ridiculous. All the
I've been
posters
in
and
love with him from the moment that I saw him. Like I was obsessed. I was obsessed. Talk about manifesting, by the way. I was also thinking about this. I'm like, there have been so many moments in my life where like the universe was like, here. And I was
oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
no, thank you.
yeah,
I'm okay. I actually
yeah.
don't know what to do here.
It's like you're stranded and they send, you know that story of like, oh, you're stranded the thing and they send a boat and it's like, no, I'm waiting for the rescue. It's like, then they send a
Yeah,
helicopter. It's like, no, I'm waiting for somebody to rescue me. No, whatever. And then it's like,
that's exactly
God,
me.
why didn't you help me? It's like, dude, I send a helicopter. I send it, whatever.
The universe has handed me a lot of things, and I've been like, not today. I'm kind of
I have
tired.
to. I have
So
to.
I was this was 2015. Okay, I had just really moved to LA. It was whatever. I go to the Nice Guys, which is like a club here in LA. And it's not packed. It's like maybe like a Wednesday night or something. We were just there to get drinks, and I go to the bathroom. Like you have to like go behind a wall to go to the bathroom. There's two bathrooms. They're both occupied. So I'm like leaning against the wall on my phone, and then I see like a silhouette to my right lean against this wall, like whatever. And I look, and it's Joe Jonas, just me and him alone in this hallway. And he looks up at me, and I look at him, and I just like turn and I go back to my phone, thinking about every scenario. I'm like, I could just go up to him and be like, hey, I'm a big fan. Like, I could have done anything. Like, can I take a picture? Even that would have been fine.
He was probably in shock by your reaction.
I just like, I was such a fucking idiot, but he definitely checked me out. Okay.
Oh, for sure. You're totally his type.
And like, that was it. That was it. I was just like, I guess I'll just have that moment where like he looked at me and I looked at him,
But then
and it's
you
all
had,
I've ever
then you
wanted in
had
my whole
another,
life.
yeah, but then you had another situation where you were introduced.
Oh my God, I forgot.
That's the day that you didn't know what to do with your hands.
I was introduced, but I was introduced to him
He was
by a boyfriend I was dating at the time, and he was at a club opening
and in a VIP section.
A clubber apparently, but he was in a VIP section, and I told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, oh my God, that's Joe Jonas. He knew I loved him, whatever. He's like, you're gonna go say hi. You're gonna go say hi. I was like, no, 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 I'm not gonna go say hi. And then he like literally made me like pulled me, and he was like, this is Beva. She's a huge fan. And I was like, I truly didn't know what to do with my hands. I was like, do I hug you? Do I give you my hand? I don't know what to do. And I was like, hi.
And then you said, I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan.
And you wanted to die for saying
it's
that.
It's so embarrassing to tell somebody you're a big fan, but whatever. That was the moment. Anyways, they got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and
okay, well,
I'm really excited
thank you
for
that.
I'm just saying. Okay. One more thing. Did you hear about the New Yorker, the new rules stuff? I think you were here when it came out.
The cut?
What?
The article, the cut. From the
Yes.
New Yorker. Yeah, I read it.
What do you think about these rules? Are they stupid to
I
you,
think
or
they're
are they?
right.
I think a lot of them are right too.
I think they're right. Yeah, you don't get to call Fitty. You have to say
That one was so random. I was like, this one
no,
feels
but
like
it's
personal
true.
to somebody. No, totally. But I'm like,
Yeah,
what a random rule, but true.
but it's no, because it's not. It doesn't relate to that only. It relates to anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or calling like instead of calling JLO, just say no, because when I get together with Jennifer,
yeah.
or whatever.
My
it's
favorite was, if you are rich or wealthy, don't use euphemisms like we're comfortable. It's like, I totally agree with that one. It's like,
yeah,
don't say that. It's stupid.
don't
My
say that.
favorite one, I think it was the last one. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll down to see. Oh, this is my favorite one. Don't post RIPs for celebrities.
Oh God. And what is
It's
more
my
annoying than
biggest pet
everyone that
peeve
finds their picture with that
with the
person
celebrity.
and post it?
Correct.
I didn't do that. I
I
didn't do
think
that. I
it's
couldn't.
so annoying. It's also like you have no skin in this game, honey.
I've
There's
seen
no
people
reason
post
for you to
pictures of
post that.
themselves in Turkey. Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh my God.
Remembering
That's
my
bad.
trip to this beautiful country. It's like people,
Ew.
they're just, it's a general thirst. Honestly, I wish
It's
God would just pour the biggest pitcher of water over the
Oh,
earth,
I thought you were gonna say
yeah,
something
so
else.
that everybody could just relax,
Just shut up.
just shut up. Right.
Okay, let's get into Bravo bullshit before we wrap up here.
We have 2 weeks that we haven't talked about Miami, so I kind of forgot. Can you like remind me the episode of? Did we ever talk about the episode?
The dinner, the Gringo dinner.
The dinner, yeah.
We didn't talk about the Gringo dinner, but
yeah. I mean, honestly, I just Kathy sent us something that said we should have read before the podcast. Brian Moylan's whatever. I mean, basically what I've seen is that, everybody thinks Nicole's a star. Everybody thinks Alexia's a dumb villain.
Alexia is going down. Going down. This is like her.
And what I noticed that in this last episode wasn't that bad, but then Marisol looked like the Wicked Witch of the West. She pulled the Jill Zarin on Scary Island.
Let me tell you something about that episode.
Was that terrifying?
Marisol, not in the Bahamas. I think this was an incredible episode because it showed what this show could be like if Marisol was not in it. And it was great.
Yes,
there was still like drama. There was still it wasn't like, oh, it was all peace and happy go lucky.
Came together because she wasn't there to egg. Listen, it doesn't take much to get Alexia to go from 0 to 60 because she wants so much to be whatever. You want me to be the villain? You want me to be whatever? I just want to be on camera the most. So if somebody's there egging her on, it's the worst. She seemed very chill in this episode and seemed much more likable.
Like talking to Adriana at the end of this episode, and now it's like, this is really nice. They were good friends. Like people who'd never watched season 1 and 3 through 3. Adriana and Alexia were friends because this is how the whole franchise started. Like,
you become friends like that.
Yeah. And I just thought, like, wow, Marisol is really the thorn on the side of Miami.
Got there, I don't know that anyone was happy. Everybody felt like the piece is over.
Shit. Yep.
It was Jill Zarin on Scary Island.
Yeah, it was really, really.
And then that laugh that sounded like a witch. How honestly it was really scary.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, there's not that much to say.
There's really
I agree
not much
with
to say.
what the bloggers are saying. She seems like she's not going to go down because she will not allow it. She will do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. But I've noticed that in the last episode, not the most recent episode, the one before, when she did that whole thing and my God, how bad did Todd look too. They look like they're just the most perfect people for each other. And Anthony's just like you could tell, he's just like kind of mocking them.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna like go
being condescending, but not really being condescending. It's like, okay, I'll send them some chocolates. I'll send them some whatever. I'll send them something.
And Todd just keeps going and going and going. And Anthony's like, I'm not gonna do this with you, dude.
Oh, at least he doesn't have billboards and he doesn't do claims of leaky pipes. Well, and Anthony says, well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad because
more leaky pipe business for me.
Absolutely.
For me and my private jet, sir. Thank you so much.
I mean, he's like, they're just so angry and jealous, and it's palpable, and I don't understand why. Just go out and do your own thing, Tony. You know what I mean? Like, do your
He's
own
like,
shit.
he just needs, it's like really sad because I think Todd is like, how do I sell more of my commercial real estate book? I think I have to get into the drama. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll
You
get
think
into the
so? I
drama.
mean, it's just, I just find him to be really, I don't know. Like, and it was funny because Alexia says, because Adriana is jealous because, look, I found Todd and that's what she wanted. It's like, no one wants Todd.
No, sweetie.
No
I
one
assure you,
wants
she'd rather be dead ass single than be
I
with
am
a
telling
Todd.
you, nobody
Okay,
wants Todd.
nobody
Like,
wants Todd.
No.
But I will say,
Pero Beba, when I tell you that she wholeheartedly, this part I'm telling you, wholeheartedly believes. I don't hear you again. I don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's you. It's all
No,
you.
it is me. I
Okay.
don't understand why this is happening. Okay.
Well, I can tell you wholeheartedly that she, even if she heard this, which, maybe she won't hear, but Marisol will tell her we said it, because we know she's the first one that listens. She'll be like, they're just so jealous. Beba would die to be with Todd. Anna would die to be with Todd. Like, she believes that.
Absolutely not. Wait, I will say though, next episode is going to be interesting because Adriana does say something about Frankie, and I don't think you should not say a fucking thing about that man.
No, I agree. I don't know what she
said. And then Alexia like loses it, and I think whatever is going to happen I'm going to be on team Alexia with that because
me too. But it depends on what Adriana said. It really does depend on what Adriana says because Adriana,
he said something about actions have consequences. Look at Frankie. That's not cool. That's not cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's not cool. But what I was going to tell you is that at the day of the Gringo dinner, later on in the episode, they had another, touching Alexia Frankie moment, and it didn't do enough to erase the bad feeling.
They try to like balance. It didn't balance.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, we were like, she's a good mom. She's good.
Yeah.
And now we're like, she's the villain. She's jealous. She's, whatever. And so I think that's how most people are feeling about it. Yeah. But you're right. This was kind of like a rehearsal of what it would be like without Marisol there. And Marisol,
I loved it. I loved it. And
too.
I guarantee a majority of the people watching were like, this is a great episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bravo. Take a peek at the stats there, and let's make some decisions. Okay. Okay. Let's also, we should just briefly get to New Jersey. Did you watch?
Yeah, I watched New Jersey. I love New Jersey.
I love the new
blonde girl. Me too.
Oh, Danielle,
I don't know, I love both
best.
of them. I like the blonde one because
I like the blonde
she's
one.
So genuine. Like, she says the things that she like she's mad in love with her boyfriend and with her husband and her whole life. She's just,
and her kids are really cute.
Yeah, she's so Jersey.
I love it. I'm like very excited for her whole. I'm so happy we have new people too. Yeah. Like, it's such a breath of fresh air.
I'm not feeling Teresa, and I've always liked Teresa, but I'm not feeling Teresa. I think Louis is going to destroy her life. I don't like any of that. Melissa, I don't know. I just love Joe so much. Like, I don't want him gone because he's so funny. He's such a ham.
Yeah. All the guys, again, like, New Jersey is the best because of the husbands. They are very much a part of the show. The calendar, like
the calendar,
the way
everything. I want the calendar.
The way that these men just like shamelessly pose and think that they look so hot. I was like the
Joe,
confidence here.
I loved
so
it
profound.
Though.
No, I loved it too. I'm just saying, like, if you told, maybe Ken would do it, but if I told John Liam, like, hey, you're gonna wear this like shirt, I'm gonna oil you up and you're gonna pose here in front of all of your friends, he wouldn't be
Ken
like, okay,
would do it. He'd be like, not today, give me 2 weeks.
John Liam would rather die. He'd be like, the fact that you think I would do this, I think I'm gonna leave you because you don't understand me. Like, it just would never happen. It would never happen.
Listen, what was I going to tell you? Oh, and Dolores, I love Dolores. I love me some Dolores. I'm worried about that guy.
I'm worried about that guy too.
I'm worried about that guy.
I don't
very
traditional, like, doesn't
want.
No,
that's not it. That's not it. See, I talked to Gati about that too. I think a man's man would say, hey, you know what?
I don't want you living with your ex-husband.
Enough of this bullshit with the ex-husband. It's not cute. So that part doesn't bother me. I find it very weird that Frank lives with it's too much too soon. I don't know how long, and I know that happens. It's never happened to me, so
Yeah.
maybe that's my thing. I don't allow myself to go there. He wants to like be in her like financial life. In other words, he wants
Yes.
to help her, which is so nice. I can't accept that, me personally. I wish I could. It's caused a lot of problems in relationships where I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want anything. But she deserves some happiness. I hope he's for real. I don't even want
Me
to put it out
too.
there.
But I agree. I think it's like when she was with somebody for a long time who like didn't give her exactly what she wanted. And now this guy is willing to give her everything. And I think she's just like desperate for it in a way,
Right.
not bad,
Desperate. Yeah.
desperate, just like desperate for
Yeah.
it. That she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whatever you want, I'm going to do whatever you want. And
Yeah.
I always think that that's bad. Like
Yeah.
you need to
That's
be
bad.
firm on certain things. And if
Yeah.
you're like, you know,
Yeah. I just feel that he's the transitional person, not the one.
yeah, I agree.
You know,
He's also ugly as fuck, but that's
she
another
thinks
thing.
he's super hot, and
He's
he's
disgusting.
beefcake. You know what I mean?
Ugh,
That's
but
what all
why are
those
his
women like.
eyebrows like that? Like he
Well,
has
he
Pamela
looks
Anderson eyebrows.
because he does a lot of manscaping, and I
Ah,
find
school.
that
I hate
a
that.
little feminine. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend who was very effeminate who did more maintenance on himself than me. And whatever. I wasn't like
Ugh,
grossed
I
out
didn't
by
know
it,
that about him.
but I was more like, why are you taking longer to get ready?
Yeah,
You know, I
exactly.
don't love that. Okay, let's wrap up. I really have to pee. Let's do a quiz. Also, look at these
Okay.
flowers that one of Jolene's family friends gave us for
Oh,
Lola's baptism.
nice. It's beautiful.
Gorge.
Okay. You go first.
Okay. What is a GRWM? Popular on YouTube and TikTok.
RW.
A GRWM. And embarrassingly, I didn't know what this was until kind of recently. But I found out.
Tell me the first word.
Get.
Get ready with me.
Yes. Nice.
Get ready with me. I just saw it today.
Really?
Yes, I just saw it today.
My friend just gave me the greatest idea for TikTok.
Oh, really?
Because
don't tell us.
Just no, I'll tell you because I'm gonna just do it probably before this airs. I'm gonna do it this weekend, but it's there's so many get ready with me of people like doing voiceover and just like kind of going through their day. She was like, do a get ready with me for Lola. It's like, so I wake up and then my mom changes my diaper and then I put on my outfit and then I have 6 ounces of Gerber Sooth Pro milk and then I'm trying banana for the first time today. Like, just
oh my God,
but
that's like a great thing that you should do regularly.
I know if it does well, maybe
and
I
what
will,
the baby likes the most. I like this toy. I don't like this toy. Then my mom takes me on
a walk or whatever. It's like, I think it's so cute.
And I really miss my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What is Achman's razor?
I have Achman's razor.
Yeah.
Is this like a Greek mythology thing?
It's a principle. You've never heard of Achman's razor?
No, I've heard of an Achilles heel. Achman's. Okay. Hold on, just give me like a Achman's razor. Is it
not a razor?
Okay. I don't know. You know, you have to give me stuff that I can kind of maybe guess with context clues. Achman's razor is like, I would never know that.
Yeah, you would. It's been in movies and stuff.
What is it?
Achman's razor, I'm going to just really simplify it. It's a whole theory about how the answer to something, if you're trying to figure something out, it's probably the thing with the fewest elements. So to put really simply, it's like the easiest answer is usually the right one. You know what I mean? Or the simplest answer is usually the right one.
Option, if it's A, B, C, or D, it's probably C.
No, that's not Achman's razor.
No, I
that's
get
how
it.
you
I
handle.
Get it.
That's how I handle. You can look it up. It's more complicated than that because I'm gonna get a call from Gabi of like, that's not exactly what Achman's razor is. It's the whatever. I know that it's more.
By the way, speaking of bad feedback, do you know how many people reach out to me like kind of upset with what you said about being a mom is not hard?
Really?
So many people were like,
hard.
Mom, mommy, you
I
have
didn't say it
called
wasn't
me
hard.
self-indulgent because
You are
I'll like
self-indulgent.
say something about like, oh, I had to wake up at 5:30 last night because of Lola, and you'll be like, oh my God, give me a break. It's like,
When I was your
bitch.
age.
Yeah. People were
I
like,
didn't mean it like that. I know it's super hard. I know it's super hard. And I was just telling Kathy today that you're like, it's super hard. And then there's the way you do it, which is like,
harder.
you don't want her to miss out on a single thing that life has to offer, any opportunity, any teaching moment, any whatever. And that's amazing. And that, yeah.
I think it's also, I was explaining this to a friend the other day. This is going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but just hear me out. I think in the beginning, with like in the newborn phase, it's very, if you just make more noise, just the more noise, the better, honestly. In the newborn phase, it was so hard because, it's a shock. It's like, here's everything all at once, like, good luck. And it's a lot of work and blah, blah, blah. And then obviously, as time goes on, you get used to certain things, like it's routine, whatever. She's 6.5 months. And I think I make it look easier than what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think I come off as like everything's great and whatever. And as if I don't have really hard days most of the
I know
time.
you do. I know you do.
So like you give me shit or Kathy gives me whatever, people give me shit. And then I'm like in bed, like crying. And I'm like, people make me feel bad when I have a hard day.
That's horrible.
But self-indulgent when it comes to like being a mom is not fair to say because I'm not.
No, it's not. It's
Some
not. You're
stuff
right.
is still so fucking hard.
Yeah,
no,
I agree. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad now. I really do. I apologize
That's how
to
I
you
wanted to leave
and all
you.
the moms.
I wanted you
there
to feel bad
because I didn't mean it that way. I just meant that, the thing is that if everybody, if I were to have done things the way that you're doing them, then I wouldn't have been able to do other things. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
clearly things suffered, that I couldn't just sit there with you and what I couldn't. And I just look at Lola and I'm like, does she realize that she's the luckiest kid in the world? You know what I mean? Does she get it? Because most of the time you can't do that. And so you're fortunate enough to be able to, or whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter. She's fortunate to have that. And then yes, the way you do it, you couldn't do that with two kids 11 months apart. You couldn't do that with a full-time job and a big house and whatever. And so when I did the best I could within those boundaries, but you're doing it perfectly. And then like with everything that you want to do, you're super hard on yourself when you don't do it perfectly. So but anyways, I'm gonna call you self-indulgent about other stuff.
Yeah, that's
just not about
just not about this. Like this is not self-indulgent. We're doing our best here, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay, I really have to go pee.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.